Welcome to the Corner Office, where we bring you the latest news from the world of commercial real estate, the greatest voices in the industry, and the corporate chats you've been missing. Let's get to it.
Okay, I'm joined by Ricardo da Silva, who's the MD of Auction. We've got an auction on the 28th of November, which we're quite excited about. We've got a number of lots on here. It's going to be at Killarney Country Club again, starting at 12 o'clock. And, let's jump into those lots. How many have we got here? I haven't even counted.
We have got 22 lots.
22 lots
in this next auction.
Brilliant.
22 very, very sellable assets.
Nice. We've got quite a mixed bag here, actually. I'm looking at some student accommodation, bit of retail, township retail, office, industrial, land, even a big signage advertising billboard site, which is interesting. So let's start with the student accommodation. That's quite interesting for me. We've got 2 sites coming to market, as I understand. Going to be quite an interesting piece of stock, I think. Usually quite highly bid, sought after.
Yeah, so we've got 2 exciting opportunities, student accommodation. These are more bite-size parcels in that one is 32 beds. It seems to be a lot of interest in the smaller
stuff. Quite a big
stuff.
bite, that 32.
No, it is, but a lot of
I suppose if you look at the Republica stuff, you're talking like a couple of hundred.
Exactly. Yeah. So a lot of people find these appealing because it's a lot more manageable.
Yeah.
It's easy to do, and these ones specifically are both by the same owner, and they've been run impeccably. So
one's 32, the other one's 6, so it's much smaller.
Yeah, it's much smaller, but there's plans to expand that quite a bit. So there's a large upside for the potential purchaser.
Okay. I like the township retail. We've got a KFC and we've got a fruit and veg. Run me through those 2.
Those are nice. They got a lot of high foot traffic there. Let's start with Zandspruit. Zandspruit is a fruit and veg butchery and a hardware store. I think I've been there 4 times and I struggle to find parking. It's just always full.
Listen, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me, there's KFC Temple City. How long is their lease?
3 years left remaining on the lease.
Okay.
Doing very, very well. I think it's only KFC for like 10 Ks. And it services the larger region.
So you can expect it's going to renew.
Yeah, it's going to do very well.
Okay. We've got a Parkhurst site, right on 4th Avenue, obviously very popular. So the Parkhurst site, generally stands come in about 490, 500 square meters. It's got business for zoning in place. And, this is one of those sites. One just sold recently, actually, I remember. It wasn't in one of the other auctions.
Yeah, it was actually the one opposite to this.
Okay.
They did quite well on auction, got a lot of interested parties. Parkhurst really doesn't need much introduction. You're on 4th Avenue. That's where you want to be. This is in the middle of it. And it's priced to go. So it's a really good asset.
Yeah. Let's talk about the industrials. We've got 68 Killarney Boulevard and 59 Killarney Boulevard. Tell me about those 2 assets.
Those are really, really good in the sense that they are in a secure office park. There's a lot of interest to be in Killarney. We've taken on quite a bit there, and we've seen some really, really good results. Security's the main focus there. You've got to go through boomed gates, and it's a sellable asset from one of our big funds.
I love Killarney. I mean, it's quite a tightly traded area, so it's going to be interesting to see what happened. Of course, one of the last big auctions actually auctioned off the entire racing circuit there, which we know that Toby Fenter from Porsche ended up buying. So that was quite a significant investment into the area. So this is now going into that industrial node, which is in the secured park. So I think quite an exciting asset. We'll see a lot of bidding here. Now, looking out the window, I can actually see this one of the units in Park Central. I love this building. It's an interesting one in Rosebank. So it's got various different penthouses, that type of thing. This is not one of the penthouses. It's one of the smaller units. But it's just been a very, very popular property. We're going to see some bidding on this one, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. Look, it isn't just your run-of-the-mill residential apartment. It's got stunning views, nice balcony, really, really spacious. A lot of the stuff is going to these micro apartments which people I think are steering away from. But yeah, it's an excellent property, excellent reserve, and I believe we're going to get a lot of interest on
Okay.
this.
I want to jump into the Pomona land. We've got 2 sites there, one of 5.7 hectares, the other one of 4 hectares. As I understand this land is zoned but not serviced. So you're bidding on zoned but not serviced land. That'll take you some time to service. And so obviously the pricing is going to be quite significantly reduced from what we know that in-demand site is at the moment. Your feeling on this?
So Pomona of late has really just, over the past 5 years has just taken center stage. There's a there's huge development that's happening in the area.
It's all the expansion, right?
Yeah, it is, and the expansion's only getting bigger and better. But yeah, no, there's a lot of interest there. Guys are moving in. Your big logistical hubs are there.
Yeah.
You know, like your.
Well, we've seen JT, Ross, Equites, Fortress, all of them developing flat out in that node. So, you know, it's a good one to be in.
This is the start, and we are trying to form a huge land assembly there. And there's a lot of interest that's going into these two specifically, and we can look forward to some nice, exciting bidding here.
Let's talk about those two, the two office leases in Vereniging. One of them being tenanted by the Home Affairs and the other one by the IEC. Who's that one?
IEC and Stats SA.
Stats SA, yeah.
It's the same seller. He's going on to shift his focus into retail. Very, very good client of ours, and fantastic assets, neat, well run, and the tenants have been there collectively for 30 years each. So solid asset. Anyone that buys that's going to be sitting there just taking the money.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so it's going to be our final auction for the year at Killarney Country Club, starting at 12. Looking forward to seeing you there. It's the last one, and we're then kicking off quite early in the year next year. We're going to start in Feb. I think we're going to have an early Feb auction, so we're looking forward to seeing you there too.